Just checking in on you.
Yeah.
We are back.
How are ya?
How are ya?
We are live.
We
are
gone.
We gone.
And we gone and we back.
Yeah.
We got another special guest on the podcast tonight. He goes by the name of Phlaymz.
Yeah. Phlaymz.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
Phlaymz.
What's good, Phlaymz?
Chilling, man. I'm pretty stoned. Feeling
Word
pretty
up.
good.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice,
How about y'all?
Good, man.
Good, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Actually,
Yeah,
we're going. Gone.
We're on our way to gone, and we already gone. That's a nice show you got going on, man. Fucking
Star Wars action right
Oh,
mean-
hell yeah.
yeah.
here. Star Wars is like a thing that I'm not really into the movies, but I like the clothes though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the
Why
clothes
is it
though.
like applauding that? How do you not like Star Wars, man?
Like I mean, it's not or
Roman
I'm
half.
more Star Trek personally.
I'm not a Star Trek guy.
Yeah, either one or the other. You know,
Or
that's what I'm discovering
Or
in
neither.
life.
Or both.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Yo, I want to jump right into it. When I talked to you previously, you mentioned that you do this thing called. First of all, you rap on subways, which is dope.
Yeah.
You do that from time to time.
I do.
And I was like, wow, that's dope. But you do this thing called the bacon, egg, and cheese rap or something.
Ah,
Oh,
yeah.
that sounds delicious.
I know there's
Yeah.
much more to your music
It's,
than that, but that
matter of
just off
fact-
the
Yeah.
bat, that is one of the fun facts.
Yeah, that's what it's most popular for. They just, people call it the bacon, egg, and cheese song, and it is like that is a theme within the song. But
You should
yeah,
perform
it's just
that
about
tonight.
being like a
You should perform that tonight. You got the instrumental?
whatever. Do I have the instrumental? If I get it's in my Dropbox. Matter of fact,
Hey,
But,
we about to get bacon, egg, and cheesy with it.
Yeah.
yeah, man. So it's just about being up early in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is bacon, egg, and cheese like a New York thing?
I was just,
Nah.
I
Yo,
was just
I was
thinking
out.
that.
I was out in Delaware. I was performing, man. They said they fuck with bacon, egg, and cheese out there.
Word?
Yeah, like, do I curse on here now?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, they said they fuck with them out there, man. Like, so far I know for sure in Delaware they're eating bacon, egg, and cheeses for
Is
breakfast.
that like New Yorkers always think that?
Yo,
we're like the only ones that eat bacon, egg, and
Well,
cheese.
bagels is a New York thing. I feel like breakfast
definitely
food, on the
bagels.
go food, pizza is something's kind of like with bread is on the go.
Right.
Pizza
know,
by the
who are we
slice. That's what we
talking
No. Now the one
Yeah,
thing about
who are we
the one thing
talking
about
to
the
that
New York
works in the
pizza.
office? That Mike works
Mike,
in Baltimore. He lives in
yeah.
Baltimore. They don't sell slices
Yeah.
in Baltimore.
No.
Really?
Virginia, they don't. A lot of places. they
What?
don't.
They'll
But
sell
the-
slices.
Even
one thing-
Chicago,
That was
I don't know if
baffling.
you can.
Yeah,
You can get a.
Well,
there's
yeah,
there's
I mean,
always
yeah.
a pizza parlor.
No, dude.
We can go
he's
and
from
do
there.
that.
He's
You know,
from there. He's never
anyway,
seen it.
and every city has a New York or Brooklyn pizza
Yeah.
somewhere in the fucking city. Like
Word.
you
And
go to
it's
like
never good.
Lafayette, Montgomery, Indiana, or some
Yeah.
shit, and maybe like a Brooklyn pizza in like one of the alleys or one of the corners. But what I learned when I was in Atlanta, when I was living in Atlanta, I went to a pizza parlor, and I had some New York pizza.
Right.
And the shit was New York pizza, and I'm like,
Really?
damn. So what is it? And what the guy told me was, what they do is they truck the water from New
hell
York
yeah. That's the
to
only
Atlanta,
way.
and they use the
Yeah.
this not the sewer water. What's the name?
Tap.
The tap. They use the tap water to make the pizza, and that's where the taste is. It's what
Yeah,
gives
it's
it that
all in the
authentic
water.
taste. Yeah. So they get water trucks. They
Yeah,
get water
nice.
trucks out. They get that taste.
That
That's
nice
crazy.
lead taste. That nice lead flavor.
That's some serious delivery right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, the slices must be, they must be putting that into the cost, but I'm sure it's probably worth it because people down there are probably like, what the fuck?
I mean,
You probably get- they
and
get real
Atlanta, Atlanta is overrun with New Yorkers. Like, you go to Atlanta as a New Yorker, and I guarantee you, if you're out there long enough, you'll bump into people you know.
There's a
That
lot
you
of
think,
big
damn, I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, because I've
There's a
been
lot
there.
of big headquarters down there, like company-wise.
Yeah,
Like a lot
definitely.
of headquarters are down there.
Strip clubs.
Strip club. Well, that was that was actually a main source of income for the city at one point. Believe it or
Wow.
not, they legalized the strip. Not legalized, but they started doing the all new stripping.
Yeah.
Made a lot of money for the city.
All new strippers.
Shout out to
crazy.
strippers.
All
Shout out to
new.
Chris Rinaldi saying that the water from New York fucks with the yeast in a good way. So there
Word.
you go right there. That's the scientific fact of New York pizza right there.
Pizza factory.
Thank you, Chris.
New York
for
science
informing
fact.
Thank you,
us.
Chris.
Thank you for that. Damn, man. But before this, we were talking about good hip hop movies. I had this conversation the other day. Oh, hold on. By the way, did anyone see Diddy's documentary?
No.
Nah, it's a new one.
Oh, it came out.
Yeah.
I
A new
saw
one,
an
huh?
advertisement for it, but I didn't know it was out of
Nah,
He's been
nah,
highly
is it?
promoting this thing.
Yeah.
And the other night, I stayed up. I've like bought Apple Music just to watch it because
Did you?
Someone was telling me, "Oh, this thing is like so like inspiring." I don't know who told me that, but actually, someone told my friend that, and then he told me that. Got lost in translation. It was good, but it was more or less about like the reunion tour and everything, and it was just like documenting his whole experience.
So was it just a
throughout
big
that.
marketing campaign, basically?
Yeah, but I thought it was gonna be more about his life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the cool things is you get to see like where he grew up in Mount Vernon, which you don't really see a lot about Diddy.
You don't
Because a lot of
hear-
people think he's from Harlem. He's from Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
Like,
of people.
Yeah.
Like
He reps
He
Harlem,
reps that. No, but he reps Mount Vernon.
He always did.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
He
'Cause
always
I never
did.
heard him say that shit.
I know.
I always
He
hear
rarely,
Harlem.
like-
They
really
back in the
showcases
days,
it.
they used to say money earned in Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
If
you
That's
said that
Heavy D.
shit-
That's Heavy D.
I'm just saying, but I mean,
That's
a lot of
Pete-
people
that's-
say that
that's
though. A
Pete
lot of
Rock.
people, right?
That
Pete
was
Rock.
Because
Rock.
Everybody
not
from
just
out there.
saying that on the record because Pete Rock's producing. He's from Mount Vernon.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that was the saying back in the 90s.
Yeah.
But there's this one point, and I was surprised that he touched on it and he like addressed it because it's something that we all thought about before. People that have fucked with Diddy and got on with Diddy, a lot of them turned to God. Like Mace.
It's weird.
I didn't even know that Craig Mack was full blown messing with God in church and all that stuff.
Really?
Shine, G Dep, and then he was like,
So is it because Diddy puts him through hell?
bro,
No,
he-
I don't think. Well,
he said he was like, yo, fucking with me, you can go crazy or you can go find God.
if you
And I was kind of surprised he was like talking about it,
Right.
Because that's like, what do you think that is? You think that's literally Illuminati, or you think that they just coincidence, or do you think it's something they see being around him?
Well, when you look at the circumstances, I remember when as a matter of fact, I even read Mace's book. I remember when Mace turned into God, it was right after Tupac went,
Yeah,
Biggie went,
yeah.
Big L.
Mace went to God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody else, they had their own circumstances.
more
Like
understandable. It's a
Shine,
little more
he
understandable.
had the whole thing with jail. G Dep,
Yeah.
I think he was like a bad like crackhead or some shit like that.
Right.
Something along them lines.
he-
Everybody else, right? Everybody
He
else
hurt
had
somebody,
other
yeah.
circumstances where they were. Now I don't know what
Craig
caused-
Mack, I didn't know Craig Mack. Was
Craig
like that.
Mack. I believe Craig Mack was off the street from the very beginning. Wasn't he like a I remember the story was that Craig Mack was like a bum. He was like a derelict or some shit like
I
that.
kind of remember that.
Yeah, right,
I
right.
kinda remember that.
He was
I do.
already like off the street from the beginning.
Yeah.
He was already messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But everybody that's down that line, they have like little circumstances around it that could be a you know.
Yeah, I don't think it's Illuminati.
Not
I could see him just
not
being-
necessarily Illuminati, but maybe something that
Who's the one that turned himself in?
maybe something like is he tapping into
G-Dep,
such
yeah.
bad energy that
I think he's just a fucking maniac.
Is he?
Yeah.
Like,
I
what's
think
his-
he's just.
I wonder
I
what
don't
his-
think it's that deep. I think he's just
how much
insane.
time he got.
He got life. That was murder. He turned himself in for murder.
He turned himself in for murder, and he got
murder that he did in the
Yeah.
90s.
He
Talking
got
about
away with
G-Dep,
it pretty
right?
much. Like,
G-Dep?
but he said it was like.
Was that
I guess
him
he
or was
said
that
it
the other?
No, it was G-Dep.
It was G-Dep, right?
It was,
They
it
gonna
was
let
a
him
Black
out.
Rob. Black Rob just be in and out of jail. Like,
He got
Whoa.
15 years to life, so he might get out in 15 years.
He might do 7 or 8. That's how that goes.
Yeah.
It's crazy how many hits they had though. Like Bad Boy, like
yeah,
And you know what?
right up
That's
until
just
Mace
working.
kind of left for
Amazing.
the first time,
Amazing.
and you really forget it. And I feel like a lot of Diddy, like he even says it a lot himself, but a lot of Diddy died with Biggie. I feel like his personal conquest to keep me.
Well, wasn't Biggie writing
hits.
his lyrics?
Well, not just personally, but
everyone
I'm talking
writes
about
his
him
lyrics.
putting out artists too.
I see.
Like Black Rob, like, and when he did G Dep and Special Delivery, that was hot.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was just his move to stay relevant and stuff. I feel like they weren't really his artists.
I just think that Biggie was the dopest artist that you could
Like Biggie,
that
he
one
loved.
could find. He made Diddy.
Even
like
Mace,
Biggie
even Mace,
made
he loved Mace.
Diddy.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And Mace,
Mace
and that
was
was another thing.
Mace was a problem.
Mace was
Yeah,
definitely
Mace was a real problem. He changed the game.
Yeah, Mace was.
He was
incredible.
Drake before Drake, like, as far as
Dude,
like.
Mace was so good.
You remember when Mace came back with that Guess Who's Back?
Yeah.
Yo, I ain't gonna front. When I first
That
saw
was
that
fire.
video, I was like,
Like Mr.
oh,
Rogers?
shit. Yeah, that shit was alright. I saw Mace. I was like, yo, I kind of like that shit.
Breathe, stretch, shake.
It was
let
it was
go.
it was a nice, you know, it was nice seeing him and shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And
With the
but
smile on his face.
yeah, he had a little smile face or whatever. But but what happened, man?
And then he stayed around a little longer, and then he went back to like Murder Mace for a little bit.
Yeah.
OG Unit thing.
He dropped
back
like
to
like
G-Unit.
two
And that
Murder
just
Mace.
felt artificial.
He found like two old Murder Mace verses and shit.
Yeah,
dropped
yeah.
those two verses.
And then he left again and found God again.
We got a call.
Yeah, man.
We got a caller.
Is this
Yeah.
Mace or is this God?
Is it?
This is Mace God.
Caller, you're on the air.
Oh,
You're
gone,
the
Gone?
gone. What's good?
gone. Would you say though that it was? I know, like obviously Puffy made or P Diddy, whatever you want to call him, he made
Yeah.
Mace,
Yeah.
but people forget that Cameron and Mace were like best friends
I was just
growing
about
up,
to
and
say
they were
that,
part of this
yeah.
clique
Yeah.
that kind of
Sex,
set off Harlem.
sex, drugs, and entertainment.
Yeah.
SDE.
Nah, for sure. So you saying he still would have been popping without Diddy? I mean, it was different though. Like I feel like Diddy
Diddy
like
put
took
some
what
money
he.
behind
P
it.
Diddy
Yeah.
made
Diddy was
no.
so
I
large
was
at that
murder.
time.
He said it. I was murder.
P. Diddy made me pretty.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
murder. P Diddy made me pretty.
I mean,
and that's when it worked.
Cameron had Beyonce on his album in like '98.
But we know that, like, all right. So say Cameron now. What do you
Who?
think of
I don't-
Dipset?
I don't
Say Mace
understand.
now. You think of Bad Boy. You don't think of like, even though I love the music from that era, it's like something's that just shows you that how much marketability and branding means. You know what I mean? Because it's more than just the music. Because you could be out, have some hot music, a good album out, but it's like until you fully brand yourself some type of way, that's the shit that's gonna bring you the extra mile.
Word.
Yeah, Puffy was I mean, he was the man.
He was
and he still
huge,
is, man. He
bro.
knows he's like the Madonna of rap. He knows how to reinvent himself and get with
That's
the
funny.
cool trends.
That's true.
Even though you know he's kind of corny sometimes, but he just does it in the right way. Where other artists try, and you're like, why is this guy trying to do it this way? Like, he's done, he's old. Where Puffy can kind of like just be ubiquitous and like do some other shit, and then be cool again and be relevant, and then go away and then come back again.
It's because he
So-
loves it. I feel like, you know,
Yeah, he
he
really
he
loves
has
it,
a pure
does.
passion for good music. And even in that documentary, you see he's listening to a lot of old stuff, like 80s, 70s music. And, you know, he's still dancing the way he does. Like, he just really loves music like that. And I think it's authentic.
Yeah. So I got one more thing to say, and I'm gonna drop the call. Thank God Phil Jackson is gone.
Peace.
Yo,
You gone?
peace, man.
Yo, let me just say this. Yo,
Peace
Diddy,
out to Phil.
Diddy, I think people forget that Diddy is the reason the Faux Hawk came back. Do y'all remember that? When he ran the
Yeah.
New York City Marathon, he had a Faux Hawk.
Yep.
After that, the entire planet went crazy and everyone got... Anytime you see a Faux Hawk, even now, it's because of Diddy. It's
good
because
point.
of Diddy.
I don't remember.
I remember that shit because everyone was like, "There's a black dude with a faux hawk." It was just, but it was Diddy because he knows how to find the right trends, look good, right time, in front of the camera. New York City Marathon, and it went viral. Like everyone has a faux hawk.
Yeah, a lot of people did get that. And then Odell started this curly fries wave. I just, you know.
That I see that.
I
Like,
see it
in
a
the
lot.
gym. Yeah, I see it a lot. Like I'm playing basketball in the gym.
I'm looking at it like it's like the blowout for like young black kids.
Yo, you,
Like,
you really
Like,
can almost do anything
Like when
today.
we were in high school and we had
And
our
get
hair
away
all
with
blown
it.
out, like
Yeah.
Italian kids, Irish kids, gel in their hair. That's what that shit reminds me of. Like, yo, bro, that shit gonna
Yeah.
be gone in like 3 years.
But when we were like going out in high school and stuff, like
Yeah.
everyone had a blowout. I didn't have a blowout, but everyone had a blowout.
Frank, you had a blowout.
Yeah.
No, I did. I swear.
So check it out. We got Phil Flames in the house.
Yep.
Word.
Just over here chilling.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about how we met or whatever. Started about maybe about 4 years ago, man. About 4 or 5 years ago. My cousin had a show.
Oh, that's
and me,
right. We met
right?
you at the show.
Yeah.
At the show, and me and
Shit,
Kenny.
man.
Matter of fact, that might have been the first joint we ever did, right? Oh no, it was the second show we
I
ever
don't
did.
know.
It was the second show we ever did because we did the first one in like fucking Connecticut or some shit.
Yeah.
I met Phil that night at the show, And then like a week or two later, Phil took me up to Quad Studios over there where Tupac got shot. You know what I'm saying? Had me up in there.
Yeah, shout out to Quad.
And he was up in there mixing and mastering. He showed me a couple things, and that was before I started mixing and mastering. And that's basically where it started. Since then, man, this dude took me to like a fucking 100 shows, parties,
dope,
underground
man.
spots. I be meeting people at clubs and different places that be knowing him. And I done made like hundreds and hundreds of connections through my man Phil. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Phil.
Phil got a lot of
I'm
dope
trying
music
to
and
be
shit.
like Diddy.
He got a ton of dope music. He stayed out there performing ever since you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
Damn, I remember that night. It's just dope that you guys are still like cool and shit. You know?
Yeah, this dude.
Cause think about how many people you meet at shows in New York City.
All the
Alright, bro,
time.
Like,
I don't even know how that shit happened. Like,
Word,
I don't even know how. I don't even remember how. Oh shit! I don't even remember how. Son. Like, I can't. You know what I mean?
Linked up. I think,
It was probably along the lines of, yo, I got footage of you. Here's my information.
Yeah.
And then, you know, sometimes I go back and I look at the footage and I see shit that's dope.
Right.
And I'd be like, yo, man, that shit is, you know what I'm saying? It might have been the mixing. I think it might have been the mixing and mastering thing that made us link up. I was trying to learn at that point.
Word.
But
So do you engineer a lot for other people as well as your own
yeah,
music?
like I got a home studio. I had a few clients that come through, man. They be showing me love. Thank you for those guys. And yeah, I used to engineer cats at Quad and stuff too. So
Nice. So you still work out of there at all, or is basically out of your own
not
spot?
at all. I actually haven't been up there in a while. Like I might have had a session like once, maybe last year, but I really just work out of the crib now. Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
It's a
I
lot
feel like,
easier.
yeah. Why not? Why not?
You don't gotta go
I mean,
nowhere.
I would go there if I had the budget. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just be real. Like if I could like afford to go there consistently. Like
At
really
this point
work
in
on
the
something.
game, like all those massive studios are just they're obsolete. You don't need them anymore.
Yeah, it depends. Like I feel like those are good. Like if you're just grinding it out, man, you're still trying to work. Home studios are the way to go.
Yeah.
But once you start getting like the bread, like to invest in like your brand and everything, I feel like that's when the big studio is the way to go, because that's like it's the look of it too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when people want to see you in the studio, they don't mind seeing you in the home studio.
Yeah.
Like they'll cheer that on.
That's a fact.
But they really like when they see you come up from the home studio and make like that upward movement towards you know, those big rooms and stuff,
Yeah.
and like with the fancy with the Wraith lights on the ceiling. Shout out to Penthouse Studio, and all of that. Like that just show you came up, man, and like that shows that like they support has been like pushing you forward.
Right.
It makes them feel good too. So it's like it has its purpose. It's just like if you're not really there yet though, it's better to just get your work done. It's a place where you can afford to get it done and just bang it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people will forgive quality, like audio quality, if like you're making good music though,
That's
and
true.
consistent music. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You go back and listen to those old Dipset mixtapes, man. Them shit was not mixed right.
Yeah. Even
But,
like,
like,
G-Unit shit.
Yeah, like they
Locks.
them just wasn't mixed like.
yeah, but that's some of their
perfect.
best shit.
Yeah,
though.
but like you
that's
love
where all the
those songs.
soul
you know what I'm
is.
saying?
Yeah.
You
And
know
that
what
was
I'm
like a time period that was just like popping. Like they was hitting. You know what I'm saying? All the time. So it was like.
And a lot of people, like, when we were younger, we didn't even notice it. Like, I say this all the time. It's great that we're so focused on the quality of the music, but we're making music for people with untrained ears. So a lot of people aren't even going to be able to tell. So, I mean, if something's dope, put it out. Fuck
I
it.
remember when Odd Future first came out, I remember saying to myself, this is fantastic because it's musicians like me who make music from home.
Right.
And if they get the entire world used to listening to this shit,
Right.
then when they hear my shit, it's not that different. It's just another home recording, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I think, go ahead.
Don't sleep on Our Future though. They even out the
Oh
gate,
no,
they
that
shit
shit
was
was dope.
sounding
That
like
shit
crispy.
it was sounding
somehow,
good.
like,
You know, but
it wasn't sounding like, you know what I'm saying, Grammy nominated mix, but like it was definitely sounding like that shit was hitting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Like Tyler, man, Tyler knew what he was doing.
Tyler was
Tyler's like
definitely
me
dope.
now, but like 10 years ago when he was like 18. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tyler's crazy.
Yo, where did he come from?
Right? Like he's
West
just out there. I
Coast.
bet he's just.
I know, but that was just one of those artists that's just like, you don't know who they are, then tomorrow they're huge.
Because they got like
Exactly.
a big following where they're from, and then all of a sudden it just spilled over onto the internet.
Yeah.
And he had that big. Yeah, that's how it happens a lot.
You know what?
They're huge where they're from, or in a certain area, and then it just spills over onto the internet, and then. You know how humans are. If there's like a group of people loving this shit over, people are gonna flock to it. It's how human beings are by nature.
Word.
If you do music in that area at that point, especially at that point, it's almost like if in 1993, from 93 to 97, if you were from Queensbridge and you had an album, they was gonna pop that shit. Period. And when Our Future came, it was almost like if you was from that part of California, it was going to hit for you, whether you was Kendrick, whether you was them, whether you was not Vin, or whatever these guys name it, all of these random people.
He had that Yonkers video.
Because when they go to the studio, they're going to see each other.
The name of the song.
That city, that area was just bubbling. So they, when it happens like that, you need something from every spectrum. You got the gangsters coming out of there. You got the skaters coming from out of there. Yeah. You got, and that's where everybody looking to eat from. So it's just circumstances, I think. You know what I mean? I think that it's just
I
right
thought he
time.
was from Yonkers.
Yeah, I think every New Yorker kind of got caught off guard with that.
This kid from Yonkers is killing it right now.
Like, this song was
Like,
called
damn, this shit
Yonkers.
got
And that
7 million
video,
views?
like...
What did it mean?
It still came from nowhere. That video was huge. Like, he got nominated for MTV Award off that video, and he was nobody before that.
Right.
Like, it wasn't no gradual.
He was given to us.
It never seems gradual
happened?
though. When it's not in the public eye. Well, I understand what you're saying.
There's a lot of artists
tough.
you could like be like, I see him coming. Like,
it's tough because somebody could be like, "Yo, it's overnight for you if you popped," but it's like,
I'd slap him in the face.
Is it overnight for you though?
I found
because it's
It's
not.
never
'cause
overnight, man.
You know what I'm saying? You've been doing shows and making music
Had
for
to
how
be
long?
overnight.
Without the general, public knowing actually who you are. So it's like, if you pop, they'd be like, "Oh, damn." Somebody would be sitting around talking like, "Yo, Kenny Shane came
He
out
was
of
pretty
nowhere."
young too. Like when he
Right.
came out, you know what I mean?
It
Like,
had to be.
you
that's
couldn't
what
be
I'm
putting
thinking.
work in for that. long.
Right, he right. Listen,
That's what I was thinking,
that
too.
shit was put together. They got
There was someone behind
They got
that
with the
pushing
right.
it.
They
I
got with
wouldn't
the
be
right people.
surprised.
It was.
They
I
got
forget
with
the
the
guy's
right
name,
people.
but it
Yeah.
was.
What's his name? He's a white dude.
Yeah.
He's in the
Shocker.
oh man, he's in
Some random white guy always like,
the video where
push
they
some
all
shit.
be
Like,
rapping
what the
and
fuck?
shit. The video where they all rap and Frank Ocean spit a little verse.
Oh,
Oldie.
man.
I think he's
Yeah.
in the oldie video with them at some
Oh, yeah?
point.
Oh, the random white kid, the kid.
Not the kid.
Oh, okay.
The guy. I mean, maybe he's like, isn't he in there at some point?
Some of
I don't
the
even remember,
shit
man.
that the way they did everything was genius though. Cause like even some songs I didn't like fuck with fully, was like when I saw who they were,
Yeah.
I was like, I fuck with these kids.
Yeah.
Man,
like-
the whole story behind Earl, that
Earl
shit
spit
couldn't
words.
have happened
And he could
at a
spit
more
too.
perfect. That's what
Yeah.
made it crazy.
He was
It
like he was
they
a
blew
saving
up.
great. Him and Frank Ocean were like, wow, they really got something.
And
Yo,
who-
that video where they did all
Like
the
this
drugs,
is
though.
more than like a Tyler
yeah,
gimmick.
that Earl,
Yeah.
and that's the thing because when we first learned who they were,
Yeah,
Earl was
yeah.
already in the jail. So it's, like in the thing, so it's like, wait a minute, Earl locked away these kids. This shit is for real.
Right.
So let's watch this video.
It was
again.
like watching
Or his mom
kids,
sent
but like
him
your
away.
music.
Right.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
right.
Like we were like, yo, they did all those fucking drugs, put it in the blender.
Yeah.
Like, are they really bugging out right now?
Right.
It had you think that, and then they were bleeding and
But
shit.
when
in
you
the
hear
video.
Earl is in this hospital, it's like, holy shit, they really fucking doing this crazy shit, right?
Right.
Couldn't have happened at a more perfect time.
I think I think a record producer, A&R, whoever saw them and just saw the talent and was like, yo, we got to push these kids. They're going to blow immediately.
Yeah.
They're like a West Coast Wu-Tang in a way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
It's just I wish they were still like I didn't see how they could like
why
last
did
too long.
How did they fade? Like,
They didn't really fade.
They didn't fade. They just started
They
growing
didn't
up.
fade. Like,
A lot of that shit is not funny
they're
no more when you're
all
like
still doing
27.
things.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
They also started doing other shit like that,
Right.
Adult Swim shit.
Yeah, they started working on other
So
projects.
they started
Like,
doing
yeah,
like
they
other
started
they're
projects
doing
and
the
shit.
internet.
they got the what's that the carnival that they do, Camp Flognaw or something like
Like a
that.
They got the
festival.
TV shows,
Yeah, it's like
cartoons. all
and they have
future
like
stuff.
carnival rides and stuff at the festival. Yeah, Camp Flognaw or something like that.
Somebody marketed
dope.
the fuck
I
out
had
of
to go
it.
to one of those.
And just the way they marketed it was just like a fucking
Man.
donut or a cat or a random white kid. It's like, what? This shit don't make sense. Like,
Word, right?
but it made perfect
What-
sense.
I was in LA with Lena a couple years ago, and we walked past the Our Future store. This was probably like 2013. And I remember we was walking past. We was on La Brea or one of them fucking streets, right? And I'm like, yo, on the internet, I watch a lot of videos, and to me, it seemed like all these motherfuckers do is hang out at the R Future store, because it's like 1,000 videos of them in the R Future store. So I'm like, yo, if we walk in there, I bet you they probably in there. And we walked in there, and the fucking left brain was standing right there at the register.
Really?
Just like that. And I looked at Lena, I was like, see? Just like that.
We seen
you know
Vince Staples out there.
Yeah, we did. I should have got out
He
there.
actually
Flames
just
store.
dropped a new project. His project.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's pretty dope.
I like Vince Staples.
I like Vince.
His videos are crazy too. Like his cinematography, whoever's doing his videos is on some next shit. It's on some Kendrick shit. Kendrick just dropped a new video. That shit is crazy too.
Oh, for what? DNA?
Element.
Oh, Element?
Yeah.
Word?
Shit
Yeah, I
just
haven't
came
seen
out.
that yet.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
the,
check it.
There's not that many people like really pushing the envelope further for videos, you know? Because it's like the budgets aren't as big as they used to be in the 90s. We talked about this one show.
we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn,
Yeah,
did we?
man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shooting $1 million videos back in the day, climbing out of the back of cars on the highway,
Right.
motorcycles chasing you and shit.
Now you realize how much of a waste of
Speedboats.
money that shit was.
Word. Nah, but
Right.
that shit was fly though. Like, ain't nobody gonna ever forget that music video. Maybe
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
in like 200 years from now, when like videos are obsolete or something, they'll forget about it. But like, and Diddy's dead. He's not running around the city anymore to remind you.
With a faux hawk.
Word. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll be forgotten then, but like,
Yeah.
nobody's ever forgetting that video.
Yo, I'm gonna do this. I do this thing called a speed round.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions and you gotta give me some answers. All right.
All right, facts. Speed round, y'all.
Speed round.
All right. Rihanna or Beyonce?
Rihanna.
Nas or Jay-Z?
Oh,
Ass or titties? Ass or titties?
ass.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Thick girl or a slim goody girl?
Thick girl.
Is 9/11 a conspiracy or Al Qaeda?
A little of both.
Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
Street Fighter.
Cereal, pancakes, or bacon, egg, and cheese?
Bacon, egg, and cheese,
There
fool.
it is. Kevin Hart, is he overrated or underrated?
He's rated. I think he's
rated.
got what he's earned. Like,
You rather be a 6-man and win a ring or be an all-star and not have a championship?
6-man win the ring.
Goodfellas or Bronx Tale?
Goodfellas. I don't remember Bronx Tale.
Tom Brady or Peyton Manning?
Neither. I don't care.
Stone Cold or The Rock?
The Rock. But both of them, really. Depends on what day it is.
If you had a superhero power, what would you choose?
The ability to have any superhero power. I've thought of this.
Wow. Game, set, match. Figured it out. Yeah.
Damn.
Word. Might as well go big. If it's make believe, I might as well be One Punch Man.
Kendrick or Cole?
Kendrick.
Is Drake top 5 dead or alive?
For me, nah.
What's the first thing you would do if you hit the lotto?
If I hit the lotto,
First thing you would do.
student loans gone
All right.
immediately.
Are aliens real?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yeah.
Okay. Flip cup or beer pong?
Beer pong.
Wayne's Brothers or Martin?
Martin.
ASAP Rocky or Action Bronson?
Action.
Just Blaze or Kanye West?
Kanye.
No doubt.
2020.
Kanye 20.
I just want y'all to know I will wreck this country and vote for Kanye in 2020. I will do it.
Yeah?
For real, dog. I will let Kanye
I
loose in the
vote
White
too.
House.
I vote for
I
Kanye.
will let that nigga loose in the White House, huh? For real.
Yo, how many people do you think would seriously vote for him?
I think at least
5,000.
No. I think it'd be a lot
he
more
get
than
a
that.
lot.
Yeah.
I think in like New York, California, it'd be like a lot of like.
Look here, if Donald Trump.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Trump won.
That's what I'm
Donald
saying.
Trump is basically the white Kanye West.
In a way, he is.
It's but there's similar egos.
But too many
Word.
people hate like before the election and before he jumped into politics, Trump was I wouldn't say beloved, but he was liked. Kanye's hated. Like people don't like Kanye. Only his diehards like him. They're not going to vote for him.
I don't
He's
know.
not going to get votes.
I guess
Never
you.
get
I
votes.
guess you might have a point there.
You think a random person on the street dislikes Kanye?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think yeah. If you pick someone who's just a casual, who's just not even really a fan, just what do you think of Kanye? I think the
They
first
probably
word
think
is like
he's an idiot.
asshole. Yeah, he's an
Yeah.
idiot. He's an asshole. That's
I agree
everyone's
with that.
first opinion on it.
Where do you think, after the Taylor Swift thing was a big one where it started tilting more and more?
I think that was what did it for him, man.
That was
Yeah,
the
that was
tipping
huge.
He
point.
messed with a little white girl. He
That
ain't
was
supposed
the
to do
tipping
that.
point.
Can't
He
do
supposed
that.
to do that. Emmett Till got killed for that.
Even Beyonce,
Right.
No, I don't mean to
yeah,
make a
but
joke.
even
but let's
Beyonce's
be real.
face, like Beyonce's face after that happened, she was like, "Oh shit!" Like,
But that was the only.
"Oh, like
That
we
was for the
just did
camera.
That one was hard to defend him on because it was just so like gone. Like where he used
That
to
big
say
ass bottle
like
of Henny.
George Bush doesn't care about black people. It's like
That shit, I was
You
like,
can
yeah,
see that.
you
Kanye.
coming out of nowhere saying that, but I get you.
Yeah, you can see
Like,
that.
Bro,
all right,
that's
there's a
what-
point behind what you're saying here.
That's why I ride with Kanye forever. Forever. I don't care what he does. That specific moment is why I ride with Kanye forever. He went on national TV in front of all of America in the middle of 9/11 when this shit just happened. Oh wait, no, it was Katrina in the middle. It just
Katrina.
happened.
Yeah, Katrina
It
was
just happened. Everybody was watching the TV trying to figure out what's going on, and right when George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Hey, yo, Phil.
Yo,
Everybody in
Mike
America.
Myers'
Mike
face,
Myers'
though.
face is like, and then they cut to Chris Tucker, who's like listening
Yo.
on a playback.
He's like, this dude is
So it's like it's on a delay. So he's like talking, and then while he's talking, you can tell he catches it. He's like, oh shit, while he's talking. It's just mad
Oh,
funny.
forever ride with Kanye for that, dog. I don't care what he does.
You know Tupac
You saying?
shot 2 cops, right?
Tupac,
And he got
exactly.
off.
That's why
was like-
everybody forever ride with Tupac. You can't say nothing about Tupac, dog. It's like, you can't say nothing.
But most people
He
don't know
shot
about
2 cops and got
Tupac's
away
history.
with it, dog.
Man,
They don't know about Tupac. A lot of people don't know
that
about
was a
Tupac's
joke. I
history.
didn't
They
mean
just
to
know
bring
about
that
his
conversation over
music.
about Tupac, but that was just a joke.
What?
Nothing.
That movie was that bad though, right? For all the listeners out there, if you think you've ever seen a Tupac
I
movie,
didn't-
don't go.
I'm
That's
a
what I'm
big
hearing.
Tupac fan. Like I love Tupac. Probably one of my favorite artists of all time, if not my favorite.
Word.
Yo,
I wouldn't pay to see that movie.
I'm a huge Tupac fan, right?
Yeah.
But after he died,
Yo,
right?
who do you like more, Biggie or Tupac?
He's from
no,
Brooklyn.
I love Biggie.
He's from
right?
Brooklyn.
No, I know. He's got a
But
little
this is the
personal
thing. This is the
attachment.
thing, right? For 2 different
He was in
reasons,
Juicy.
right?
That's right.
I love when it comes to like.
That's why I wanted to know. Cause
My preference,
yeah,
I would listen to Biggie shit all day long. I love Biggie because it's that shit to me. That's Brooklyn. That's what I buy. That's what I buy, right?
I know. But
Now,
also
with
for
Tupac,
someone, you also love a lot of Cali shit.
I love
Yeah.
Cali
Like
music.
you
I love
more
Cali
than
music.
the average person from New York. That's why
Hell yeah.
I never asked you
I
that
lived,
before.
you know, I lived in the West for a while.
I
so,
know.
And I hung out there. So it came to me. I'll get into that. How about that? I'll work my way to that in a second, briefly. Anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. When it comes to Tupac, I like Tupac opposite of Biggie because of what I learned from Tupac. I
Facts.
wouldn't be the
Yeah,
person
yeah.
who I
Facts.
am today if it wasn't for Tupac,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
However, I didn't gain that perspective until years after he was dead. And all of
Yeah.
this shit happened. My love for West music,
Right.
my love for Pac,
Years
and my
later.
love for it all happened during the time I was in Arizona. Because I was put in a position where it was before the internet really popped. So I wasn't being fed New York music. This was the whole Dipset era time and all of this shit.
Yeah.
I was out
Okay.
there.
Right.
So all I had was the music that they played and the music that I could go back and buy CDs and listen to. So this is when I had the opportunity to catch up on all the shit that I missed out on, right?
Right.
I grew up, I started doing the shit in the street.
Right.
So I started listening to older music differently. Boom. That's when I started growing on Pac. I started learning from the books he put. I just started learning about Pac, and that shit took my mind so far.
His catalog is deeper,
To-
so it's like
It
Biggie.
is.
It's like you got 2
Much
albums of
deeper.
Biggie.
And
Like,
not even through the music. Like my love for Pac came through the messages he left behind.
Hell
That,
yeah.
that
Led
led
it
me
to
to
my own
literature.
bone.
That led me to all this different literature. That led me to more shit and more shit.
Yeah.
And that just changed my life forever. So my relationship with Pac versus my relationship with Biggie is completely
it's totally different, bro.
It's not just.
Yeah.
It's way deeper than just music.
Even that, like watching that Diddy documentary, I'm like, damn, they would have had so many hits if Biggie was alive.
Right.
Like, so many. Versus Pac, you're like, if I could pick one to to live, it would be Pac though, because this motherfucker might have done some crazy,
Right, now Pac,
dropping
that's a
knowledge.
whole
And
Might have brought the Black Panthers back.
Pac would have
no
went.
matter
towards
in what lane he
political
was
route.
in, yeah, he would have affected politics. He would have affected the
Definitely.
way the
He
world.
always spoke to power. That was the thing about
Yeah,
Pac.
yeah.
Always spoke to power. That's what I loved about
Like,
it.
shout out to Pac.
He's just like a great mind. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pac,
Yeah.
Pac left
You
my
hear his,
man.
you hear his interviews and stuff. And
Biggie was just a great
His-
rapper. Not just a great, might be the greatest
Right.
of all time, but
He might be.
Yeah.
You know,
he's like,
But my
he's the slickest.
thing
He's
with
like the
Big-
Flash. You know what I mean?
My relationship with Big, I don't even put his music against everybody. It's just the fact that I grew up there. I could touch Biggie more than any other rapper in the world. I've seen him more.
right.
Like, you name anybody else in the game, and Biggie was real every day for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why Biggie, before the music and music being better than this or that,
Yo, when
You know what I'm
Biggie
saying?
blew the fuck up in Brooklyn, like, what was that shit like?
you know what, man? It was all about the rhymes, because way before the whole Diddy shit, when Party and Bullshit came out, I already knew who Biggie was. That was when people go back and they search Biggie. That was like what blew Biggie up.
Yeah.
That's like when they, you know what I'm saying.
His first record.
By the time Party and Bullshit came out, that was just like we know who Biggie was already. You know what I'm saying? That shit was playing. That shit by the time
So he was,
Juicy
like, already
came out.
known?
Listen, I told you I was in Big first video, right?
Yeah.
My pops came to Biggie outside shooting the video. We ran out there. This is Biggie's first video. But he was already to the point where we ran outside because
Right,
we
'cause
knew
you knew
who
who
Big
it
was.
was,
Right. You know what I'm saying? So he in the street, he was known. And he was on a lot of joints before that shit, like
Yeah,
Heavy
yeah,
D and the random shit out there. So but for me, that was what Biggie was. There was a lot of other people around, but
Word.
What about you, man? I didn't throw that in the speed round, I don't think. But who, if you could pick one.
Tupac or Big?
Yeah,
Man, I'm gonna have to go with Pac.
no doubt.
Yeah, man. It's not a.
that's a tough question.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
To
I
me,
just
it's
like
easy.
it's like, even to this day, I can see it like.
It's got to be Pac, because to me, like, if you think about, like, to me, what is hip hop? To me, hip hop and hip hop is a voice of the people. And to
Right.
me, Pac was the voice of the culture. Like, he's
Yeah.
the greatest. He did what the art form is supposed to do. Like, it's cool that people can talk about entertainment and lyricism and storytelling. That's cool. That's part of it. But that doesn't move people to get out of their. Entertainment gets you to forget about your problems. Pac
Right.
was trying to actually find solutions to
Trying
your
to like
problems.
get people to be active and like
Pac
take
is-
action.
Yeah, and the fact that Pac, I hate this term, but pound for pound, word for word, was the best because you felt his words. He could say, whatever, I was on the plane, and you felt that.
I
You
be
know
on
what
a
I
plane
mean?
too, dog.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Damn,
You be
man.
into it, but like Biggie or Jay-Z, like they got to do lyrical Olympics for you to be for your mind to be blown. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you know what though? I think it's unfair simply for the fact that if Tupac and Biggie weren't friends at a point, right? If they didn't die the way that they did, or if they didn't have the beef that they had,
Yeah.
and they both just died, we wouldn't look back and say who's better, Tupac or Biggie.
I think
We would probably say, if it wasn't for the beef and all of that, they would be two different
Yeah.
categories. It'd be
Yeah.
more like,
That's a good point.
who's better, Tupac or some other rapper that did the same kind of thing that he did?
yeah.
Who's better, Fabulous or Mace?
right.
Biggie or Jay-Z?
Right.
Tupac or fucking Arrested Development or whoever the fuck was
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The only reason we even pin them against each other is
Tupac or Ice Cube?
one or something.
They
Tupac or
had
Ice Cube.
beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that they're also so big too. It's just like, I don't know.
But you're right. I think the media framed it with the East Coast West Coast battle. I mean, that's who started that
Yeah.
that beef. Really, was the media.
That was
You know,
definitely a
don't
media
people
driven
forget, man,
thing.
Snoop was just as, if not, Snoop was even bigger than Biggie at that time. Snoop was the biggest rapper in the world.
He was, right?
Right, and it
Gin and
wasn't
Juice
only him.
did
It
that
was a
for him.
lot of them. I think wasn't Bone Thugs was big at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and not
Yeah.
only them, it was a lot of rappers that was big like that. Now, when we look back, you don't consider Bone because they didn't last
Right.
Yeah.
like everybody. But when you look at that time, a lot of rappers were big, and Biggie wasn't one of the biggest ones. He might have had the best records, but that was yet to come.
Yeah.
That shit was just hitting the street.
His death definitely.
That was like a candle blown out too soon, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say his death kind of like made him better. Yeah, it kind of elevated his status just a little bit. I mean, to me, Biggie's dope. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I get a little when people are like, oh, he's the greatest rapper of all time. People give it to him because he's dead. To me, personally, he's dope. But I could name 10 rappers.
I respect you coming out and saying that shit because a lot of people is just like say it just because other people say it.
Man, that's a lot of nice lyricists. That's some of the best rappers in the fucking world that don't get any respect. That's why that shit, to me, that shit is whack.
It's a
because
dumb
you
question.
take any rapper that you think is nice, and I can name 15 rappers that never get mentioned that would bury any fucking rapper you could think of on any day at the right time.
But I think that that's part of being the greatest rapper is also your work ethic to become discovered.
Word.
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of talented athletes out there who could have been the best basketball player. They're like, fuck, I'm gonna smoke weed and drink. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that is part of becoming the greatest rapper is your work ethic. That's what I love about Pac, that he was a studio rat. Like he was in the studio constantly. That's why I love Prince, because there's vaults of shit of him doing. I love people that are just obsessed with their work and making better stuff instead of just kind of sitting on their shit.
A lot of it makes sense. Like
I gotta hit the studio a lot more often.
Word.
Yeah, he did that shit like knowing he was on like a limited amount of time almost too.
Yeah, like he would be yelling at his boys. Like, you realize how much time we don't have a lot of time to get this shit done. Like
It's insane. It's insane. Like
you really put
You think he knew? You think he? Because I don't think he knew he was gonna die young.
Man,
I think he knew the value
But
of time.
that's an
I
argument,
don't
though.
know.
A lot of people say that.
I never believed that he actually fucking died.
I think he knew the value
You
of his
think
time.
Pac is alive?
I mean, like I said, I can't say I think Pac, because if I say it like this. I don't think that
Too many cell phones.
that what happened that day.
Pac is too
Was that my phone?
outspoken.
What phone was that? Is that my phone ringing?
No, I'm saying there's too many cell phones. Someone
Pac's
would have
phone.
taken his picture. Yes,
I'm
Pac.
not saying that
Pac's-
Tupac
Yo, Pac's
is
on the
alive,
line.
but what I'm saying
Word.
is I don't
Pac,
think
if you out there
I
calling
don't
right now,
think
914.
that what they say happened that day, I don't think really happened.
What, the shooting?
I think that shit was a show. I don't think Pac was dead on that day.
He
Now,
died 7 days
like I said,
later.
I don't think he was shot that day. I don't think that happened. You know what I'm saying? I
That's-
never did. It was funny.
To
I
whose
remember-
benefit and to why?
But
Yeah.
see, but this is the
I was
thing.
gonna say, what's the motive of
Well, this is the
Suge
thing,
Knight
right?
involved? You mean?
I'm not saying Suge Knight is involved. I'm not talking about what happened or what really. What I'm trying to say is I remember that day like it was yesterday. I remember that shit. You understand? I remember the circumstances around it. I remember, like, I just remember that day. And not like I was there, but what I'm saying is it's a lot of shit that was happening at that time that people just don't talk about. Like the fact that, first of all, nobody believed that really happened, and everybody, there was all these people on the radio, like, well, nah, I didn't see nothing. I didn't hear nothing. We was all out there for the fight, right? It was, to me, it was all a show. Like I don't think
That's a big cover-up,
what they
though.
say
Yeah,
happened really happened. Like, for instance, look it up. The fact that LAPD got over 2,000 phone calls the weekend after Tupac supposedly died from people that spotted him in the Caribbean. Over 2,000 phone calls
But why?
to the
why would,
United States from Tupac's sightings.
but why would people call LAPD for
But
that?
at this point, I don't think he's alive. Like,
At this point, like I said, he could have died
You gotta
last
call.
week.
You gotta call.
All I'm saying is I don't think that day.
we got to
happened.
call a
My
call
thing
in.
is this, before-
Is this Tupac?
Before the call,
Yo, what's good?
What's going on?
yo, Tupac.
Nah, it's not Pac. Sorry, bro.
Damn.
What's good?
Yo, you know what people don't talk about, though, that actually is the biggest conspiracy in the world?
What?
That, tell me how Eazy-E got poisoned by Suge Knight with AIDS. Because think about it this way, right? Why wouldn't someone, a girl or a guy or anyone, come out and be like, yeah, I had AIDS and I slept with Eazy-E and I gave it to him.
That's,
No one came out and said that. No
I
one,
don't think
right?
they probably knew.
that's one of the most interesting ones. I think that shit could be
Yeah.
very
Yo,
real.
Suge Knight said it. He said, yo, you know where I'm from, what people do is they get dirty needles, right? And they hit you with that.
Yeah,
And he
I saw
with
that
that-
on. What was that on?
If that's true, that's the cruelest,
He said
most
that on
gangster.
He said it
Jimmy
on Jimmy Kimmel. He
That
said
ain't gangster. That's punk
Jimmy
shit.
Kimmel had on a bulletproof vest, and it was a joke. Like, hey, you see, I got my bulletproof. And Suge Knight was laughing, and he was like, nah, you don't see. This is see. Let me say, they got this new way, this new thing we do. Here, when you get the gun, you put the in it, and you shoot them. You shoot them with AIDS, and it dies slow way. That's the Eazy-E way. And he was laughing.
Yeah, he said the
And
needle.
Jimmy Kimmel
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
oh shit, like.
A lot of him is he just fucks with that shit because he knows people.
But
Suge,
Suge also said
Right.
something like,
I
if
don't know, though. Why wouldn't somebody come out
he
and say,
hinted
like,
that
yo, I
Pac was
had AIDS
alive,
and I slept with
Suge,
him?
before.
Unless they were like
Yeah.
a crackhead on the street. Like, someone
No,
had to
but
be
not
like,
everyone
oh,
back
shit,
then
like,
knew that they had AIDS, though, bro.
Yeah.
Like, not
Yeah.
everyone knew. Like, not everyone's running to get tested to get AIDS because that shit was still, like, considered, like, a gay disease. Like, people just,
Yeah.
like, he was fucking with hoes. Like, those hoes weren't getting AIDS tests every day.
Word.
that's a big thing. And like who's to say like Magic don't even know who he caught AIDS
Yeah.
on and shit, you know?
You just had to go around and tell bitches, I got AIDS.
I also,
Listen, you might want to get checked.
You might want to get you.
I also remember a time where Magic. I don't you remember this shit. A time where Magic said that they got a cure from Africa for that shit. Nobody,
Cure from Africa?
nobody
No.
talked. There was a time where a story came out about Magic getting a cure for being cured of AIDS.
I think that was a hoax.
From that shit
he
wasn't
just
no
shot
hoax.
himself up with money. That's what he did. He took money and
Yeah,
If,
injected
I'm
it.
sure, if you look that shit up,
I'm pretty sure
you can
he's,
find
like,
some
AIDS-free,
information
though.
about-
He's
Of
HIV
course.
free now.
Same thing.
His cell count
With,
is
yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
With,
I
same
mean,
thing with
His
Charlie
children
Sheen.
don't got it?
How Charlie Sheen.
Well, not the
is-
children aren't always affected by it,
Okay.
but I do think that he I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm not gonna say I heard something, but I just think he is because he just has so much money. You always see Magic Johnson with a smile, the biggest, brightest smile you ever.
And
see.
he ain't
Always.
skinny. He ain't losing weight.
You know,
He
there's
getting
a
bigger.
drug.
What?
There are HIV drugs that people who have HIV, they can take it,
Yeah.
or take it right. It's undetectable or detectable to like below 1%
Like
of
now,
HIV, right?
yeah,
And
now
this
the
is-
medicine is crazy.
right.
Now it's crazy.
However, what you saying now is probably the shit he had
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That now is,
It's
but
probably
back
gone.
then people were dying from this shit
Quick.
left and right.
Yeah.
So, but I'm safe. Hey, my shit's undetectable because I went to Africa and paid for that drug that people are using every day now over the counter. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, now AIDS and HIV is not a death sentence at all. Like, the biggest problem sometimes like people have is like, or doctors have, is people get so depressed from it, or they don't see symptoms, they don't take their medication. But when they take their
Really?
medication, you can live with AIDS like no
So you
problem.
go
nowadays.
raw on everything now.
Yeah, like basically like AIDS is irrelevant now. It's not the 80s.
That's crazy.
Yo, the only thing I'm gonna say on the Pac thing too is, how is Suge Knight like 700 pounds, right? And Tupac's like 168, and they shoot his car up 14 times, and Suge Knight barely gets grazed. Like, come on, man.
But they shot on Pac's side of the car.
But still, man. And the guy who was responsible for cremating his body, he retired after doing it, and they never saw him again.
Well, that's
Let me
what
ask you a
Suge
question.
said. That's what Suge said.
Yeah.
And that's
from Suge.
that's the kind of shit Suge like will say. Like he'll hint that Pac's alive. Yo, Pac. You think people are gonna shut Pac up? You think Pac
Yeah.
is gonna fake his death? Really? That's
That's
what you
my
think?
biggest-
To shut up, to never say anything
That's
again.
what I'm saying.
No. But this is the thing.
Well, if he really pulled that shit,
this
he would have
is the
came
thing.
back and like
He'd have been like, nah, I don't think Pac is too much of a
He had too
loyal
much to
dude,
do, yeah.
too much of like a honest person to do that.
Why would he silence himself?
That's
you know
what I'm saying.
why he would silence himself? Because people were really trying to fucking kill him, and he already had 2 stripes. He already had an FBI file. He already had, and you got to think where he's coming from, and think about the fact that his aunt was already in exile
In Cuba.
in Cuba.
Yeah.
So
there.
there is plenty. When you think about the mind,
But
that,
they were
and the family that
protected.
he's
They were
from,
protected in Cuba. They were good.
Right, but this is what I'm trying to tell you is you talk about why would he do that? Why? You know why? It's already shit in front of him. It's already somebody in his family doing that. It's just that, like for instance, not only is it possible because of that reason? At the same time, look at you have to be ignorant to not, and not you in general, I'm just saying in general, to not acknowledge the fact that he changed his fucking name to Machiavelli. Who is Machiavelli? You have to look at that. Whether he died or whether he didn't, you have to consider it. And if you don't, it's you're the idiot. You understand what I'm saying?
No,
you cannot ignore that. You have to. So when somebody says this is possible and that's possible,
5%
you
chance.
have to look at the circumstances around it. Yeah, it's a 5% chance to who, but when you look at the circumstances around it,
If there was a funeral, then if there was a funeral and like something like there was for Big, where they drove him through Oakland or Baltimore or New York or wherever in a car, there would be all these conspiracy theories would be out the window, completely out the window. The fact that he was cremated.
People talk about is like that famous picture of like you see it's the last
people
picture
show
taken
us,
where
man.
Stokes and the drivers, in the
Him
car
changing
and
his
Pac
name,
next to
I
him looking
understand.
scared. First of all, if you look at the picture, there's no keys
more
in
than,
the
that's
ignition.
just the tip of it.
There's no keys in the ignition, right? That's one. This dude, right? He wears a bulletproof vest after he got shot every single night because he got, hit before. He just decides not to wear it.
That's
They're on the
bullshit.
streets of L.A., the streets of Vegas. I mean, after the Tyson fight, and there's no one on the streets, and
But
no
don't-
one sees
listen,
them.
so
No one
don't
spotted
please
a white Cadillac.
Sorry to cut you off, but I'm going to say it like this. It's too many other things that are just like that just fucking stare you right in the face that are factual for you to not even have to talk about the shit like, well, for one, why didn't he wear his vest? Because he wear it every day. Because that shit right there is non-sight. But there are other
He wasn't
things.
wearing a vest when he
But
punched
that- but
Orlando
that's-
Anderson in the face. He wasn't wearing a vest, and that was right before he punched the dude in the face.
But this is what
And
I'm
that's the
saying.
guy
But
who
this is
shot
what
him.
I'm saying. Fuck arguing the fact whether he was wearing a vest or not when you could argue the fact that he has family that's already in Cuba.
Exiled.
That's already, you understand what I'm saying? When you can argue other points that are so much stronger.
But just
and
because
so much,
his
you understand? You
godmother
argue things that are like-
is
No, I agree.
That-
I'm
that
just-
you
I'm
know,
just
you
giving
argue on
everything.
top of
I'm just saying,
a
like,
paper
one
car.
coincidence, two coincidence, three coincidence, four coincidence.
I was definitely-
like the coroner listed Tupac as 6 feet tall and 215. Motherfucker's 5'10", 165. How would a coroner fuck that up? Like, and then the Cuba thing, and then this thing, and all those things together, right? It's not like
what's
I'm
the
saying
what's
you
the
know,
Cuba
more
thing?
than
Asada Shakur?
Yeah.
What's the Cuba?
Well,
what's
well,
the,
this is the
there's a
thing.
correlation. That's it.
No, I'm not
Someone
saying
named
there's a
Shakur is exiled in Cuba.
His aunt.
I think that's his godmother.
This is not, yeah.
His aunt.
Is his aunt?
Yeah, his aunt. He already had family that's already been there. So the idea of that one day I could go to Cuba and live the rest of my life, it was already in his head before it even started.
Let me take it here. Then I want to get to Phil Flames and while we ride this thing out.
Right.
So what's your theory? So say he moved to Cuba successfully, right?
Right.
Number one, is he alive now?
That,
Do you
but
think-
that's what I'm saying. He could, if he was. I
You
mean,
think
all I'm
he
saying.
just died like just regularly after that?
All I'm saying is the only thing that I'm pretty almost positive of is whatever happened or whatever we think happened that day.
Something differently happened.
That's not what happened.
Okay.
You understand
No,
now?
that's
everything
valid.
else. He could have died yesterday. He could have died 2 days after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. You know, who's to say that? Yeah, he faked his death with help from the FBI.
Really?
I mean, listen. This is what you want to do. Okay, let's set this up.
Wow.
You know what I mean? We get you out of here. You get your fake
He
name. You
was
get this. We
flipping
get
on
that.
the
Put it off for the
years
show.
He went to
You,
bed on
you
death
understand
row.
what I'm saying? Who's to say that that didn't happen?
That's a crazy
Who's to
idea.
say? You understand what I mean?
Is
Like,
the godmother of
but what I'm saying is not only that, but this is the thing. What I know today, what I've done in my life, what I've learned that came directly from what I learned from him, there is no way that there wasn't a plan or something to put that in front of me. Because this type of shit, it does not come from thin air. You understand what I'm saying? The type of shit that I've learned, that I've read, and the knowledge that I've spread, that I've given to other people, that came as a direct result of what he put forth. For people who pay attention and read between the lines, I learned directly from his music directly. Do you understand? This shit don't come from just, I listen to music. I've grown up listening to music.
He's dead.
Whether he's dead or whether he isn't.
He got shot in Vegas.
What I'm saying is there is
Vegas,
more to whatever they say happened. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I feel
So-
you, man.
I just want to know real quick, if I'm trying to tell people to check us out, where do I tell them to go?
Kenny Shane Facebook page.
Kenny
I'll send it
Shane
to you,
Facebook page.
Do you have that thing in your Dropbox? Can you first of all, you want to freestyle too? If we just pull up some regular
Man, I
instrumentals?
suck at freestyling so bad, but I'll give it a go.
Or I mean,
You
if
want
got
to
a
do your
verse,
joint.
or
You
what
want to do
do
the...
Oh, I do my joint for sure.
Okay,
You know what I'm
cool.
saying?
So how can we
Let
get that beat real quick?
me see.
Is it on YouTube?
The song itself is on there, but like not like a TV track or anything. I think I just downloaded it. Let me see if I can send it or something.
My bad, bro.
That's something that can
asked you
happen.
about this before the show.
Share. Let's see. To an email.
Share one.
What's your email?
Send it to thehangovertakeover@gmail.com.
Gmail.com. Stay calm. Takes
Stay
over.
calm.
So
Chris
quick
Paul
story.
Rockies.
Quick story.
Oh yeah, you said you had a dope story for
Yeah,
the show.
I caddied
yes.
for Jay Harris of ESPN.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and
how'd
then
that go?
so like he's hitting the shot out the bunk or whatever, and I told him, I was like, "Yo, your co-host or your colleague, Carrie Champion, yo, she's bad, right?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Man, stand in line, brother. Everyone trying to get at her." I was like, "Yo, she's married or single?" He's like, "Yeah, she's single." So at the end of the round, he's like, "Yo, did the member who's I think he's like a sports agent or some shit because he says bring up celebrities." He's like, "Yo, did the guy take care of you?" I was like, "Yeah." But I was like, "Yo, if you want to take care of me, yo, let Carrie know, like, what's up?" I was just joking, straight up joking, right? This dude grabs his phone and starts put his arm around me, starts taking a selfie. I'm like, "Yo, what's good?" He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna send Carrie like a message. I'm gonna send her the picture." I'm like, "Yo, you're bugging." So he does it. He's like, "Yo, straight up." He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna let you know what she says." So we in the park. I'm like, "How you gonna let me know? Like, whatever." He's like, "What's your number, bro?" I'm like, "Yo."
Don't play games, man.
Yo, so then I give him
Shoot
the
your
number.
shot.
Yo, 20. Yo, that's exactly what I told him. I was like, "Yo, you gotta shoot your shot." So 20 minutes later, he texted me later, and he was like, "Yo," she responded. She's like, "Oh, that's so sweet. Tell him I said hello." Yo, I was done. I'm good. I'm good for life.
The
Carrie
Hangover-
Champion knows, like, she see my
She
face, she
knows
knows
your
who I am.
face. You out here.
How you need to get on
hot.
Twitter and just harass her? Like,
Yeah, I
you see
think-
my picture?
Yeah, I know.
I know you see my picture, man.
You
Can
need to go
please-
to Bristol, Connecticut, and get
She's
some.
not. She's out in L.A. She's at the L.A. studio. So
Hangover takeover at Gmail?
at Gmail.
Yeah.
The Hangover Take.
Phil-
Yo,
Phlaymz.
you want to know something? I used to work at a golf course, St. Andrews, over in Yonkers, and we used to
See
have.
if that works.
What's his name was a member
Oh, wait.
there. What's the name of the old black dude that passed away last year from ESPN?
Stuart Scott.
No, not Stuart Scott.
Oh, no.
John Saunders. Saunders? What's his last name?
He passed away?
Yeah, that's his name, John Saunders from ESPN. If you Google his name right now, you'll immediately recognize his face, especially if you ever watch ESPN. Dude, one of the nicest
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
He used to go out late, like he must have been getting back late from work and then go out late. He used to come in and you know drop his clubs off like when it was dark. He used to always like hook us up with the fattest tips though, like
Fire.
fattest tips. And I was just like, yo, this dude's.
Damn,
I was
I
like,
forgot
bro.
he did
He's
that,
like, oh, I'm
didn't
sorry,
he?
I'm late. I'm like, bro, you can say how lazy you want. You fucking coming in here giving people $30 tips and shit. Yo, rest in peace, man. Now I used to like watch clubs, do the cards and all that shit, like in you know in the clubhouse and all that shit for all the members and stuff like that. It's just cool to see who is you know who's generous and who is like you know who people really are and shit. So shout to him.
Yeah. I'm
Really,
sorry,
really
man. I
cool
did
dude.
not get the
Okay.
message. I don't know. Can we just do a random?
Yo, why don't you just play the song on YouTube and just rhyme live over the song?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. What do I
That'd
look
certainly
up?
be easier.
What do I look up?
You look up
Drop.
Phlaymz, PHLAYMZ, and then Fresh.
I love this beat. love
there.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
not really.
Phil Flames on the Gawncast.
Oh.
Talk about that bacon, eggs, and cheese and all that shit.
Yeah, what-
Let 'em
what
know,
is
Phil.
that? What is
Yo.
that?
Yeah. Woke up this morning,
Uh-huh.
think whoever you call it.
What?
Teeth brushed them clean,
Uh-huh.
lip brush my jeans, smoke one I just maybe. Lighter leash from my belt loop, but I still can't find my lighter. Blunt snap of that fire, whoa. Big cup of some simply, tastes like heaven in the Aries mug. Take some of this with me. First chance I'ma roll it up, 84 to the train, E-train to Manhattan, yeah. Good trees in my pocket, don't be mad at me, cause she watching, I'll be fresh. Yeah, first thing in the morning, first thing in the morning, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm fresh. Yeah, first thing in the AM, egg, cheese, and bacon. Swag, hope you saying I'll be fresh. Yeah, first thing in the morning, first thing in the morning, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm fresh. Yeah, first thing in the AM, egg, cheese, and bacon. Check. Swag, hope you saying, Shout out to anybody who had a bacon, egg, and cheese for breakfast this morning. I like mine with avocado personally. I need my bacon, egg, and provolone with extra bacon on everything. Smell like that loud dog on every bus and on every train. Every state where I stop up, burn one on they sidewalk. Eyes out for the people. Got everyone to get town talking it everywhere that I go. Everybody show love, yeah. Everybody had wristbands, everybody had bud, yeah. Turned up, we did that, Big blunts and zigzags, graffitis with ironic quotes. Beardo on my sip swag, and that's all black with a blunt lit, cigarette full of that funk shit, blunt longer than a lightsaber, yeah. You got a lighter, you're a lifesaver, yeah. I left mine on the night table. I roll blunts on me, I don't like papers, but I might switch from a long house. I love how great I don't want nothing else. That. And that's real. Bun B would say trail. Rick Ross put a grunt here. Phil Flames say real. Yeah. One time for my head. 2 times for this ball. 3 times for the late nights. Trying to live the life that I chose and I'll be fresh. First thing in the morning. First thing in the morning. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm fresh. First thing in the AM. Egg, cheese, and bacon. Swag, hope you saying I'll be fresh. Yeah, first thing in the morning, first thing in the morning. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm fresh. First thing in the AM, egg, cheese, and bacon. Swag, what you saying, huh? But it's not just for the bacon, egg, and cheese eaters, man. It's for the butter roll with jelly eaters, the cream cheese bagel eaters, morning coffee drinkers.
I used to love.
And I don't discriminate on your choice of bacon either. It be turkey, pork, beef, whatever.
I'm getting fucking hungry.
You can even be vegan bacon if that's what you like.
Yeah.
I heard vegan bacon, egg, and cheese is nasty though.
How the fuck
Vegan
is that
food,
a thing?
right?
How do
Vegan
you make
food
this?
is not
The egg
good.
is like a soy patty of some sort.
How you eat shit
There's
that's
a
not
place
what
in
it
New
is?
Rochelle that's called Jolo's Kitchen
That shit's banging.
on North Ave.
That
My
shit is
sister
banging.
loved. My sister's vegan, so she loves that place.
It's really
Yeah.
good.
But I just like I had mac and cheese from there, so
Yeah.
it's like, I can't do. It's
This
not.
is not
it's
cheese.
Not. Yeah, it's just
What
not.
is that?
I just can't ever get down with that shit.
Word. Veganism, man. Shout out to the
Damn, bro.
vegans, though. I mean, yo.
Yo, so
I
what you
respect
working on
it,
now,
man.
bro? I see you posting a lot about this quit your day job shit.
So, Quit My Day Job is a project. I released it on Donald Trump's inauguration day, actually.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was like it was a lot of negative energy in the air at that time, man. I wanted to drop some positive thoughts out there. And
You want to stay fresh.
it's like a lot of it's just influenced by a lot of the conversations I was having with people around me. Like there was so many people in my like circle that was just like jumping ship and just going for it, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it just had and it's just like it's not perfect, you know. It's not they're not, superstars or anything yet, but I see them working and I see like what it takes. It just takes every day working. So it's like so long as you know what you're gonna do, it's easy to like, or not easy, but like so long as you know what you're gonna do.
Is that something that you did? You quit your day job?
Yeah, I used to work at Macy's,
Okay.
Herald Square, and it was just like it was one of those jobs that just not really gonna go anywhere.
Right.
You know, and if anywhere that it can go is like no place you want to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
That's
so
real.
it was just like I just got up out of there. But like I don't want to make it seem like because there's people that love working there, and shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? There's people that have a passion for working in retail.
Yeah.
That's just something I'll never get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I don't want to make it seem like it was a job though. I just came to realization like yo, I've gotten real comfortable here, and it's like it's not nothing that you should be comfortable in. You know what I'm saying? I had like more
It
grander
takes balls to do that.
Yeah.
It takes more.
We
Like, it takes a
applaud you
plan.
for that.
Like,
We applaud you for that.
Yeah,
That
give
takes
him a
balls.
round of applause for doing that.
Thank you, man.
Yo, one time, a couple years ago, I was recording a song at the house. I never released a song either. It's just kind of dope. And in the middle of laying my last verse, he had rang my cell phone. So the mic was on. And instead of I never stopped recording. I just answered the phone, and I didn't realize it was recording. And we was talking on a speakerphone, and he was telling me this, like, yo, man, I think I'm about to quit my day job.
No.
And he was telling me all about what he was about to do. He was saying, man, I think if I focus, I could do this, and I could do that. And when I shut the conversation off, when I got done, I went to play the song back, and I recorded that conversation. And I chopped, like, the end of it off and left it exactly where it was, and that shit fit the song perfect. And the crazy shit about it was, like, a month or 2 months later, he actually did that shit.
Yeah, you be capturing the dopest shit. Honestly.
I just be, yo, it's crazy. When next time you come to the crib, I'll play that song for you. Matter of fact, I'll bring it here one day, and I'll let that shit rock on one of the breaks. And
So-
it's like,
yeah,
I don't want to
use
sell
it.
nobody like a dream or nothing. It's not like
Right.
it's easy. It's not, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be broke a lot, but like as long as you got like a plan for what you're going to do, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? You just got to keep working, and like really what's the most important thing, even more so than having a plan, is just like you got to have yourself in the mindset that you're not going to stop until you get to where it is that you're trying to go. So it's like that's the most important part. You know what I mean? And so like the plan was, you know, though, I perform in the subways. That's like extra cash. I do freelance gigs like for photography and like AV stuff
Yeah.
around the city and stuff, like host events and things like that.
That's dope.
So you know, just know what your skills are, know what you could do
Right.
that could like bring you some income, and that'll free up your time from having to like do that 9 to 5 thing all the time.
Hell
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
bro.
And it ain't nothing wrong, cause like shoot, the people that like I'm an engineer, so like the people that I engineer for, they got 9 to 5s, like they.
Yeah.
That's how they pay me to engineer for them. So I'm not.
Yeah, I
I
was gonna say
definitely
that, too.
recognize the purpose that all of this stuff has
Yeah.
in a society working, but at the same time, it's like not everyone has to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got something that's driving you or pulling you somewhere else, like explore it. That's what your life's here for. Like you were literally born to live. Like you weren't born to like work at Macy's and just go on vacations every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
glad
And then
that's
retire
true,
and die like a year
It is-
later.
That's the realest
Yo,
shit.
people be living like
Bro.
you really only have one life, and people be living other people's lives.
Yeah, man.
It's
Like
crazy. It's crazy, man.
Or just not living theirs.
Yeah.
Because it's like, come on, like, we know a lot of, like, I have friends and shit that are, like, they're, like, not even 30, but they act like they're 70.
Yo.
And I'm just like, yo, let's go take a trip somewhere. Or, yo, fuck it, let's go to Manhattan.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to go nowhere. I'm like, yo, like,
you know, but like that's the thing. Like
the
you
fuck?
can't. Yo, like that's the other thing, man. You need those guys. They stay at home and watch TV, and you know what I'm saying. So that the people that make, you know, SVU Law and Order need those people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They need those people.
Yeah.
When
So
you
it's like-
stop dreaming, though, part of you stops living like that.
Yeah, like
That's what I'm
it's
saying, like-
you got to find the people that's very, like you say, let's go to the city. Matter of fact, you didn't even say it. They calling you
I
now.
tell
Let's
you
go
what.
to the city.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all have a
You need to find
motherfucking
them.
baby. Watch all that shit change. You have a baby. All that shit
Well,
But I'm
change.
saying you're still
different,
here
though.
doing this. You still.
That's
do
true.
Like,
Yo,
you
but you know what though? Honestly, that shit kind of made me go harder.
Yeah.
Like even though I haven't been able to do as much music,
Right.
it's only because of my circumstance with the setup.
Yeah.
Now that I'm changing shit around, but I've been more hungry and more focused now than ever before. But yeah, that shit changed.
You have another mouth to feed. Like,
That's true.
I don't mind
Yeah, like-
if I miss like a meal or two in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
give a fuck because that shit happens a lot. Like
Right.
I'm doing something or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I just figured to eat. Like, oh shit, it's 4:00. I might be wanting to eat something right now.
Right.
You got another mouth to feed, so it's like you gotta just like
Yeah.
I
the
have
food gotta be for
Yeah, you're responsible
this
for a
baby
human
needs
being.
food.
But that's the
So it's
thing. Like
different.
I can't stop trying to entertain somehow, doing something. Because if I'm not productive, if I don't continue to do this podcast, and I don't try to film the show with Aisha, you know, every
Yeah.
chance I get, and stay within the acting, if I don't try to get my studio together and keep making music,
I agree,
then
man. That shit.
it dies.
I've been in the studio a little more, and like, and just planning things out about what I want to do, and just, you know, opening it up and putting more concentration and energy into it, and you just feel you're in a better place. Like, even sometimes, you know, when you listen to a song and then you hear it later, or you think about something, you see it later, and like that stuff starts happening. Those are like signs to me that you're in the right place right now.
Right.
Yeah, man.
But yo, before we go, man, what else you got in the works right now, or what else do you really want to, what are you concentrating on, and where you headed?
So I'm actually due to release a song pretty soon. I'm not really sure what the song's gonna be yet. I'm definitely treating this like a term paper in college right now, like the night before.
Yo, send me one of your videos. I gotta post it up on the page tomorrow, because we usually play it on the show, but you know, it was running last minute and shit today. But I want to post it up on the page and shit, and then link everything together. Just cause
I only got one music video so far. We shot for a second one, just haven't finished editing it yet.
No doubt.
Tell them about the
We
Cody
shot for
Farr
Fresh
project
actually.
too.
Huh?
The Cody Farr project. Tell them
Oh,
about that
shout
one
out to
too.
Cody Farr, man. I was performing on the train and I met this producer named Cody Farr. He was like, yo, we should work. You know, a lot of people, like how you were saying earlier, oh, we should work. We should work. A lot of people say that shit, but not too many people actually get back to me. And like, I'll reach out and they won't get back. But like, Cody Farr actually got back, started sending me beats, and he sent me one and I was about to just drop it, but then I started hearing more. And I was like, wait a minute, we might could do a little EP or something.
Right.
And so, as a fact, like I'm saying, a little while later, had the joints written, recorded everything on Thanksgiving Day, and dropped it. It's a project called recorded it, mixed it, dropped it on the same day.
Damn,
Five songs.
That shit is dope.
And it's called Dreaming Out Loud. And
Damn, that's
yeah, man,
crazy.
drop
That
that
shit
joint.
is dope.
That's crazy.
And it's dope. That shit is dope.
Yeah, it's like so now, like, because everything was pretty much self-produced for me.
Yeah.
But that ended up being a project that everybody's like, yo, that shit's crazy. So now
That shit is dope.
I guess I'm taking a hint from that. Maybe I need to work with other producers.
I haven't heard that shit.
Even Lena, the crazy shit is, I was playing that shit in the car, and Lena was like, I like this. What do you? I like this. But we was
when
in
you
her
know you
grandmother's
got one.
car, and then the Phil Flame and the thing popped up on the screen, and she was like, "That's Phil," and I was like, "Yeah, that's Phil." She said, "What? I really like this," and she started going, "Yo, that shit's dope, man.
Wow,
That's a dope problem. Yeah, that was the day I called you. Like, yeah, that shit's dope, man."
Yo, shout to Phil Flames. If you people don't know, it's PHLAYMZ. I said it right?
Yep.
Phil Flames.
A lot of people give. I'm gonna be like Kanye for a little while. A lot of my plaques, they still say Kane. Like,
Yeah.
That's how much it's gonna be. A lot of my
Somebody
stuff.
from Ireland is commenting. Patrick Nagel.
Shout to Padrick or Padrick.
Yo, Patrick Nagel.
Shout to Padrick.
Patrick Nagel. You
Shout
want to
to
take
Ireland.
the bagel and
Bagel.
quake you.
But you need that bacon, egg, and cheese. Go check the boy out, Phil Flames. Like I said,
Word,
it's
man. Get your morning started right.
PHLAYMZ. And then it'll automatically pop up for you on YouTube, and you can venture into that Dreaming Out Loud and that quit your day job, or quit my day job, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you a lot for coming on, man.
Thank y'all for having me,
Yeah,
man.
man.
It's,
And like I said, don't forget to send me that video because I want to post it.
facts.
And I appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate y'all having me here, man. Once again, Quit My Day Job is out there. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, all of that stuff.
Yo.
Go listen.
Where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram and Twitter. Is the same thing at Phil PHIL_Flames PHLAYMZ. Matter of fact,
Say it again. Say it one more time.
Yeah, get your phones out. Go to the search bar right now on Instagram. Type in PHIL_PHLAYMZ.
You got some shows coming up too, right?
Oh yeah, July 6th I'm at Tender Trap in Brooklyn. Pull up, man. I'm gonna be rocking out with Lex Rush. Shout out to Lex Rush. And July 8th I'm gonna be in the Bronx at the Bruckner Building with Fantasy in Color, man. This is gonna be a live. They got a roller skating rink. The ticket is like $15 in advance online, and your roller skate rental is included in the ticket. You know what I'm saying? So like, pull up, man. Get your
Yo,
roller skate on.
Let me know if you're going to that shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
I need to sell 5 tickets. They told me I gotta sell 5. So if y'all come in,
that's
hold me
like-
down.
We got you.
Hold me down. Like,
Yeah,
and
well,
tell them you here for Phil.
You
Flames,
just
so they
sold
know.
more than half of them, so.
Thanks, man.
All right. Ladies and
Peace.
gentlemen, next week we'll be back. Wednesday, every fucking Wednesday we back. But for right now, we
gone.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.